I like old things. And that might sound kind of weird, but what I mean is that went out already. What I mean is that in our society today, we are by and large obsessed with what's brand new, and everything is disposable. Just think for a second how easy it is to hop on Amazon or Walmart or whatever and just order a new whatever it is. We don't take the time to fix things anymore. We don't take the time because companies make things for so cheap and really just crappy workmanship that it's easier oftentimes to simply buy a new one than to invest in repairing. And this is true for many things, not all things, but many things. I got a meerschaum pipe here. This is not new. I mean, this is not old. This meerschaum was brand new. With meerschaum pipes, the more you smoke them, they start to color. You can see on the top here, it's starting to color. And as I smoke this pipe, and as I put bowls of tobacco through it and smoke it, the tobacco juice and the nicotine and the different things that the tars that come out of the tobacco are going to start to change the color of this. And this is why I'm holding this pipe by its stem, is because if you hold it, the oils with your hand in your hands, you can kind of mess with that process. And so after it colors good, I'll be able to like grab it a little more. But you're not really supposed to touch a meerschaum pipe a lot. And I've been wanting a meerschaum for a very long time. And I wasn't able to find one until recently. And I got this one. I like it a lot. So this is not new. I mean, this is not old. It's new. But I plan on keeping it around for a very long time. And this is what I'm talking about when I like old things. My pipe collection, all the briars behind me, most of those pipes are old. I have only bought a couple pipes brand new because I like the idea of history and of character and of individuality. And old pipes have that character. You can clean them and sanitize them real well, and I do with all the old ones I buy, and smoke out of it. And if it's a well-made pipe, oftentimes that pipe's already 100 years old or 75 years old. And it was made from briar wood that was 100 years old or 200 years old. And then if I take care of those pipes, and I do, and I will continue to do so, if I take care of those, they'll outlast me. And then they can be cleaned by someone else in the future and picked up and used. And it's an old thing, and it's worth taking time in life and getting old things. And today I went by a bookstore, actually a half price books. I love bookstores. I love going and looking around, and I'm a fairly avid reader. And I'm going to be moving here within the next year or so. My wife inherited some properties, and we about 6 properties from her father, and we're going to be fixing up one of the houses that her grandpa built, and her grandpa lived in. We're going to be fixing it up and moving into it. It's an old house. It was built back in the 50s. But I like old things, and I'd rather do that and fix up an old house that has character than buy a new one. One of the properties, the house on there is from the 1890s, which is a really cool house. And honestly, if it was a little bit bigger, I'd probably move into that one. But I have a family and a growing family, and It's not going to suit our needs for very long. So we're going to move into the one from the 1950s. But anyway, I like to go to bookstores and I look for old books because these new prints, honestly, I have new books too, but I love the old books. I love a book like this. This is one of the ones I picked up today, and this is The English Philosophers from Bacon to Mill. And it's from a series called The Modern Library. I picked this up for $7 at Half Price Books. And this book right here is from the 1950s. So in my hands, I hold something that is 70 plus years old right now. I also picked up this Mark Twain works, Life on the Mississippi, another old book. And there's just something about old things that have character. And I'm the type of person, I like to collect old things and take care of them. I'd honestly be fine if my house looked like an antique shop. And when we go to furnish our new house, once we get it all renovated and fixed up, make sure the electric's current and safe and all those things, and we go to furnish it, we're planning on buying a lot of our furniture from resale shops and from antique stores because my wife and I both like old things. We're looking. This Mark Twain book is from 1951. Copyright 1951 is when this one was printed, right? There's something about old things, and in a society that is currently obsessed with the modern, I think there's something beautiful in the old. And this kind of goes into the consumerism of the modern age and the disposability that most things have today. But there was something beautiful about the way society used to build things. You don't see books like this anymore. With the design and the attention to detail. And I notice this when I look at architecture from old buildings. You pass by a modern subdivision, and it's cookie cutter houses made of plywood or particle board. And those houses, most of them are going to last a lifetime. They're not going to last 50 years before they completely fall apart. But I'll tell you what, that house built in 1894 or whatever it was that I walked through the other day, still original wooden floors, the beams running across the ceiling, original. That house is going to outlast me, barring some disaster that I have no control over. That house will outlast me because it was made by hands that took pride in the work that they were doing. I believe it was my wife's great-great-grandfather. He took pride in that work. And that was the house that his family was going to live in, and they did. And her grandma was born in that house. And generations of her family lived and died in that house. There's history to that. And I think there's something beautiful about that history. There's something beautiful in old things. So while the new can be flashy and enticing, and there's some things that it's better new, computers, I'd rather have a new computer. They work better. They kind of give me what I need. But there's certain things in life, like books. Give me the old. I have some new books. There's nothing wrong with new books, but I prefer the old. And now with the way this AI stuff is going, and I don't want to get political, this can get political, but with the way the AI stuff is going, and how much can we trust anything printed after 2022? I ask myself that because there is some reporting that I was looking into that some of these AI companies that are buying up old books and inputting everything into their system and destroying those old books. And I have ideas of why they might be doing that, but once again, I'm not getting political here. But the point being, I find that so sad. I find it heartbreaking. And how much can we trust the books that are going to come out in the future? How can we trust that it's a faithful continuation or a faithful reprint of what came before? But I'll tell you what, I can trust this print right here from this particular book's from 1906 that I'm looking at right now. It's The House of the Seven Gables by Nathaniel Hawthorne. I picked this one up today as well. I know this is the words of that author. I know this is a faithful reprint, and there's no AI that's touched this. There's nothing like that. It is old. It has character. And I wonder about the countless hands before me that have touched this very same book. They were people with lives. They are people with their own hopes and dreams. And they had this book, and probably most of them are gone now. But the book remains. So I find beauty in old things, especially in a world that is obsessed with the new and the flashing. I'm just going to keep leaning into the old where I can. Once again, there's some things it's just more convenient and better to use the new, but where I can and where it's convenient, I'm going to lean into the old, because honestly, a lot of the times, I think the old's just better. I think a lot of times the old's more beautiful. I will take my 70-year-old house, the 100 and almost 30-year-old house, or 130-year-old house, any day over one of those $300,000, $400,000, $500,000 cookie cutter houses they're putting out today. Because old things are beautiful. Craftsmanship and people building things correctly, things that were going to last, is beautiful. Now I'm going to finish this pipe and read some of my old books. This is Of Leaf and Letter.